There, Andrew Trexler with the Law Office of Andrew S. Trexler. I'm talking today about tax refunds and what happens to your tax refund if you're filing bankruptcy. So this is a big time of year. We're in early February, and for a lot of folks, tax refund season is a very important time of year, especially if they're already struggling to pay their expenses. Tax refunds go to car repairs, medical expenses, things that people need to buy around the home they just haven't been able to afford during the year. Lots of stuff gets covered by that tax refund. But if you're struggling to pay your debts and you need to file bankruptcy, you need to be aware that if you don't plan your case out correctly, you could lose your tax refund or lose more of it than you would have if you planned it out right. So let's talk a little bit about things that are protected in a bankruptcy and things that aren't. Certain things like home equity and certain amount of equity in cars and things you own around the home are often protected. But one thing that's not is the money that the government owes you in the form of a tax refund that's coming back to you at the end of the year. So there are some credits on these tax refunds that you might be entitled to. So known as the earned income credit and something called the additional child tax credit. This is not a tax credit that most folks with children actually get. This is what some of the people with lower incomes get. Those credits on your tax refund are exempt, and so you wouldn't actually lose those if you're filing a bankruptcy and you're waiting on your tax refund to come in. But any money that the government is just giving back to you would be lost if you were to file a Chapter 7. So what to do about that? So, this time of year, I'm talking to a lot of folks about just holding off on filing their bankruptcies at all until they've gotten their tax refund. And then they can spend it on those things that they need to get taken care of, and they can pay my fee. A lot of times it's a lot to come up with when you're struggling to pay a bankruptcy attorney, and tax refund season is a great time to do it. But maybe you just can't wait to file, and there's things that your attorney or that a good attorney could do to help you protect as much of your tax refund as possible. Or maybe you should just file a Chapter 13 where you don't turn over any of the tax refund. The point is, though, to talk with an attorney, because if you need to file bankruptcy, you don't necessarily need to lose that refund. It may make sense to delay filing, may make sense to file a Chapter 13, may make sense to do some other things to make your refund as small as possible so you're not just losing it to your creditors in a bankruptcy. That's all for now. Thanks.